melee creep and hold it, or sorry, range creep and hold it close to him to spread out that damage of the Diabolic Edict. It was a nice try, but didn't do quite enough there.
Yeah, definitely. Smart plays coming out from the boy, but level 5 Leshrac, 3 points in Edict, just a little bit too much. So Envy's level 4. He has got 27 CS. He is slightly ahead of Leshrac, but Leshrac with a pretty significant experience advantage. Ooh. What? Got a rotation bottom? It was. Well, first T tours of the game. You're welcome. You get one, chat. You get one. That's it.
So just to make them feel good about themselves for, you know, when they observe.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would have gotten it.
That's your one.
If I look too good, Twitch chat will feel self-conscious. That's what Ricky's thinking right now.
They'll just assume I'm a bot, you know? But we have a bot observing.
It's actually directed camera. You know, you should say, "Oh, our obs guy, everybody." My God.
Yeah. Oh my God. What is our obs guy doing?
Gasping someone who isn't even there.
Yeah. Gosh.
I think that's what you're supposed to do in like the entertainment industry. You just like deflect the blame onto someone else as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. Ooh, DD Rune bottled up on Ryoya. That gives him something nice to work with. Gives him. I mean, the question is, what lane do you rotate on? He does have the level 1 Vortex. They could bring down the Faceless Void with an easy arrow follow-up. He does have Mask of Madness now as well, but no Chrono. Quite yet. Very close.
Tower is under attack.
It's difficult to find a target here because they're kind of dominating most of the lanes. I mean, Enchantress is an easy target, but kills on her aren't going to matter that much. She's in position 5.
Her Shaker's coming over. They get the Remnant, the Fissure Splitter. Very good rotation. Nice setup. They pinged it out. They're like, hey, buddy, you guys want to kill this Storm Spear real quick? Bottom lane Chrono catches both. They bring down the Mirana. Brax now has to retreat. Does have Sandstorm, but he's inside of that Sentry Ward. If they get a couple bashes here, maybe they can bring him down. Time walk forward to catch him. MJZ, Impetus on the mark, but Brax just a little bit too fast, potentially. One more Impetus would be enough, but he's going to go ahead and Quelling Blade into those trees. Brax will survive. A couple really good kills for Thunder Predator, even in and out a little bit.
Yeah, Brax has been playing this really clutch, though. I'd say he's like the one factor that's keeping Zero from falling apart in this laning phase, though. And 3-1-0 or 3-1-1, not bad at all.
No deaths yet. Oh, that's not what that means. That is definitely we're gonna ignore that. Dude, MJZ is just getting slapped by snaking right now. I mean, he's got a leap charge. I don't think he wants to go in without an extra one, but yeah, diving the tower there would be pretty risque for sure.
MJZ is basically the designated Team Zero punching bag at this point.
Yeah, it's
dying time and time again.
So one of the things to point, though, is the Frank's rotation to the mid lane did give Envy a lot of space, right? He was just left solo.
What was punching bag's about to take a hit. I can just see this coming. Stormfield's got a DD. It's just MJZ down here by himself. No one's coming for him.
They're like, hey, you got that tower, right, dog? Like, don't worry about it. You can defend it. All you, brother.
Leave Zero to me, says MJZ.
Yeah. You know, he's gonna do his best. He's gonna do his best. That's really all you can ask.
I can see how this is gonna happen already. Like they're either gonna scan it or shoot an arrow to get vision of MJZ. They're gonna see no one else is there, and then they're just gonna be like, you know what? Get them, boys.
Yeah, no one's gonna TP against a DD Storm here, right? Like that's just not a good idea. Oh, Storm's leaving. Oh no.
Oh, it's a miracle.
Enchantress survives?
She just revealed herself by enchanting the creep.
Yeah,
but the Storm Spirit's gone.
Storm Spirit's too far away. She's good. Enchantress survives?
She just revealed herself. Got the last hit on the melee creep under the tower using the ranged creep with the plus 30. What a gamer.
Yeah, that's a very high skilled plays there.
Take notes, everybody. That's how you defend towers.
Look at Moo, man. He is just walking around the jungle with some boys, killing some creeps, having a grand old time. Top of the supports as far as net worth goes. And this is a lot of this comes out from the rotation to the mid lane, right? Like they leave Envy top to solo. Moo's like, I guess I'll just jungle. This sounds pretty cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I mean, Envy's like, oh, sorry, not Envy. Lifestealer's like Juggernaut that way, where he's not that susceptible to ganks because he has that ability to just pop magic means you can TP out, like the Blade Storm, and then leave, essentially. They don't have that much physical damage at this point. You do have a chrono to worry about, but you are aware that it's still on cooldown. You're not going to be able to just jump on Envy and cancel his TP at the moment.
Yeah. Nice ward sentry here, placed by Matthew, right next to the tier 1 bottom. It does always reveal that deep sentry that people like to, or the deep ward that people like to place there behind the tower. So it will have that vision advantage. Try and keep that Enchantress alive, or at least give her knowledge of a rotation.
I was about to say that I was going to be standing corrected because, you know, Chrono's off cooldown. He's got Mask of Madness ready. They do have vision of MNZ here with this Observer Ward. I thought he was going to try and grab Envy in the jungle.
They just smoked. They're looking for the Lifestealer here, actually. Ryo's going to walk up to the Lifestealer, get that Infest, and I think they're going to try and make a play. Or Leshrac might just be the unfortunate target here of this rotation. And there's Ball Lightning in. He tries to sniff it out. Yeah, that Split Earth not going to connect. Try to get it off now, but obviously Rage makes it very easy to dodge, and Eternal Envy grabs that nice kill. Very smart play from the Dire. Playing very aggressive there on the Leshrac, but there's no real save coming in. Like you said, you had the Faceless Void Chrono, but they had that deep ward to see this rotation if they get up here.
Yep. I mean, once you get onto the Leshrac with a couple heroes, you have these slows. You're able to just run him down. He doesn't have any save at this point. And he's actually opting to build a mech first rather than a Yules, which will be great for this early push and team fight.
Bottom lane, another Burrow Strike arrow combination comes out. This time Brax might actually be in trouble here. A Burrow Strike in 2 seconds if he can get away, but pulled back in by the remnant of Leo style, and they burst him down just in time. Nicely played. Good TP rotation to punish this, and trading that Brax, who is the top net worth of 0, for the Enchantress, who is number 10 on net worth, that's got to be a pretty feels good.
Oh, yeah. We talked about this, though. You're the punching bag.
Chrono! They're going for it. With Split Earth to follow, this should be a kill. He gets the Hand of God, the Pulse Nova. Frank finds it. Really well done.
The good stuff right there, but he's not done.
He's got to be careful. MNZ, I mean, he time walked forward. He does have 4 points in, but there's the stomp. Time walks out to dodge a lot of that damage. In fact, he just denied his boy's Centaur. What is Envy? How mean? Moo's got to be pretty upset about that one.
That Centaur wasn't done yet. He still had energy. He could fight.
Enchantress and Chen fighting over the tomato. I think he tried to go for the enchanted creep, but he clicked the wrong one.
Yeah, there used to be a thing where they just keep on gaining HP when you enchant it, and then Chen would take it. You enchant it.
Oh
Chen
my
would
god,
take it.
I hated that. Yeah, it was max HP increase on enchant and persuasion, and then you'd eventually just let Clinks consume it, and he'd have like 1,000 less bonus damage. It was good stuff.
Yeah, you can get it pretty high these days, like the lifesteal infesting someone and whatnot. But
yeah,
they didn't run Clinks with this draft, unfortunately. Would have been fun to see.
So Pink's coming out mid lane. The Orchid reveal onto the Storm Spirit in the Remnant. Matthew falls a little enchant totem. He gives a little slap and tickle, and they're going to find not only the kill there, but the tower in the top lane as well. And I mean, Brax is in. A nice root comes out from Moo. He gets the time walk off thanks to the Split Earth of Frank, and they're going to try and turn it. Frank does a pretty substantial amount of damage. Orchid comes out on the backside. There's a nice vision to block off the escape. Burrow Strike will bring down the Storm Spirit. Matthew, the Echo doesn't do much of anything, and now Snakein getting bashed up. MNZ, gotta be careful. He had the Mask of Madness on, just dies. Oh no, his team abandoned him. Leo Styles like, later, I'm out, man.
Yeah, I don't know who this Faceless Void is. My teammate would never activate a Mask of Madness that far in. I don't know.
Yeah, he went in, I think he just assumed Leo Style was going to be there to continue fighting. And that was definitely not the case. Leo Style backed as soon as Leshrac fell, and Matthew had already committed Echo. There was nothing really left in the tank for the guys.
Yep. But right now we're seeing, well, that last fight we definitely went the way of Team Zero, but we're seeing the effects of Orchid wanting to be built on the Storm Spirit. Again, you managed to finish it first on the Void Spirit here because he didn't bother going for anything else, and he farmed a little bit better. Because you opted not to go the Yule Scepter, you have to play so far back and be constantly afraid of him jumping on top of you with that initial Fisher stun and then the Orchid. I mean,
yeah.
Dota 2's is different from League in the way that you can just blow somebody up from out of position. Like strategy plays such a large factor compared to juking. Like you tell a League player oh yeah, someone can just blink on top of you, instantly disable you, and then 100 to 0 you if they're will combo with their team from out of vision. They're like, That's stupid. You shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah. Blink Bro Strike bottom, the arrow. Hey, what were you saying about blowing up a hero 100 to 0? Something along those lines of, yeah, you know, you can just die in less than a second out of nowhere. That's exactly what happens, but look who's getting found in the mid lane. An Invis rune on the Void Spirit finds the Storm, Remnant to simulate, Fissure to finish him up, Matthew. The support tax now 2-0 and 4. I mean, honestly, getting Matthew an early Blink Dagger this game is pretty huge. So I'm okay with him taking these kills.
Oh, yeah. You know, sometimes I was a big advocate on this a number of years ago, but we're finally starting to see it in professional games. Well, we've been seeing it for a little bit. But, like, your position 5 isn't always the position 5. Like, the Blink Dagger is going to make a much bigger difference on you than, like, a 5,000 net worth on your core hero. Mid lane, Void Spirit's actually a drop.
Blink Burrow Strike. Didn't technically miss the kill there, so feels good. Yeah, just that Burrow Strike arrow combination, right? The Veil completed on Sand King there makes it amp so much more damage. Level 4 Starfall, if I had to guess. Yep, nicely done. That's a lot of match. Oh, look at Chen Army, double Wild Wing Ripper. Unfortunately, those auras do not stack, but either way, a lot of auras here and a lot of damage here. They're gonna be able to push down these towers very quickly.
The Radiant Glyph is now active. Radiant's middle tower.
Glyph comes down. I mean, they're looking like they want to defend. The Blink Dagger just completed on Matthew as it gets delivered on the
Such
courier.
a big echo.
Yeah, but look at the way they're positioned on 0. They are so spread. They get the tower and they go immediately south, right? They know Thunder Predator is hiding on the high ground there. Really well read by them. They will get the scan on the mark. Does see Leo style, so Dire still a little bit afraid to get it back farther and farther into the Radiant jungle.
I think, like, before you really commit too hard on that one, Matthew, you're waiting for the next creep wave to come in. But like you said, positioning was too good. They were playing over on this angle, and then the healers were further over here, so it would have stopped any potential Blink Dagger reveal from this Earthshaker.
Yeah.
Envy has to be careful now, though. Oh.
I mean, Matthew's eyeballing him, man. If he does get Blink echoed, the follow-up damage from Frank and Leo stop more than enough to bring him down. Oh, Blink Burrow Strike on the mark, does catch the Void Spirit to simulate, will dodge it for the moment. Did Enchantress actually enchant that creep to block the arrow? She did. Oh my gosh. I was like, that arrow should have hit. So a really nice save there from the Enchantress.
This guy does it on ping, too.
Yeah.
Matthew, he just doesn't miss.
Yeah, that was so smart. Because I saw the Chen Army going in, I was like, yeah, I mean, no Radiant creeps here, but Enchantress, the actual 5-head, turns one of those creeps around, sacks it with an arrow.
Thank you for explaining 5-head to me. All right, this is wild. The Storm Spirit's actually opting to go for the Bloodstone next rather than the Yules.
Ryoya is, I mean, I guess they're relying on the Chen heals and there's the backup of Sand King and Mirana, but yeah, this is a very greedy starting.
You're 0-4. Come on.
TP, right on the mark. They catch the Void Spirit, Orchid, and the Burrow Strike. That was a very optimistic TP. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that one. Dire gonna go ahead and respond to top now since the Void Spirit is dead. MNZ pops that. Time dilation. Sand King in a little bit of trouble, but in comes the Storm Spirit. The Infest as well. Brack's the first one to fall, but the Chrono right on the mark. He goes out, but he goes back in. Storm Spirit in a little bit of trouble. Arrow will come out, but does only connect onto the Enchantress. It will go ahead and bring her down. All spells committed on the side of Thunder Predator and not finding anything besides the Sand King.
That was a bit of a symphony of misplays there for Thunder Predator. Not committing on the board, getting back. Frank ended up popping more of his mana than he wanted to. I think his Arcane Boots were still on cooldown for a moment there. So because he left his Pulse Nova on, he didn't have mana to follow up that Chronosphere with the Split Earth and keep him stunned up.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. I was like, I didn't see the Split Earth come out, and Storm Spirit was just living on a sliver of health. So that would make a lot more sense. Faceless Void's going for Monkey King Bar, first item after that Mask of Madness.
Okay, it's an interesting choice.
It is a lot of damage, but there's like no one building a halberd right now, is there?
No, nobody's building a halberd yet. I mean, Lifestealer will get it eventually.
Fuels?
Yes.
Arrow? Starstorm? This should be a kill. Eventually, a couple leaps, he'll find it. No points in Nature's Attendance, right? Very interesting. Brax comes on out, nice little blink kill. They give Moo in the mid lane on the Chen, so they do trade the 5 positions, but bottom tier 2 now under siege and will go down to Envy. So just the placement on the map there from 0 favoring them.
I don't think they can actually. All right, they got the MKB now. They will have the damage for Roche. I take it back.
Yeah, this isn't the fastest Roche, and the question is, will Zero sniff this out? They do have scan. Not seeing anybody on the Radiant quite yet. Oh, the Radiant scans the top half. Dire, they have no idea. They're gonna get this. MNZ grabs himself a free Aegis there, like you said, the Monkey King bar. A huge damage boost for this hero.
A tithe to the impurities.
But, again, they don't have any evasion yet, but they will. Eventually, there will be Heaven's Halberd completed on the Lifestealer, I believe, and he's got that 20 talent for the 16% evasion that he's probably going to go. So later we'll see some more evasion come out, but I'm not sure. That's probably just going to be it.
It is just a very significant damage item in Chrono, right? Like, it always pretty much secures a kill on whoever it is you decide to attack. The question is, can he make sure to stick on a target, right? You do have Arrow, you have the Burrow Strike, Epicenter, you have Hand of God. Like, there's a lot of things that they can do to kind of dissuade this Chrono from, you know, finding an easy kill, but Infest mid lane, they're in the Sand King.
I thought there was a subtle flame at the Void. Like, can't stick on a target inside the Chrono with what he did earlier. You just meant a lot of time going in the enemy team.
Yeah, I just meant in general, like Zero can throw stuff into the Chrono, and until he has BKB, he's got to be very careful.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, man, come on, go easy on the guy.
No, not a flame on the player by any means.
That's what I like doing. I flame the players.
Bottom lane, they're looking for the Leshrac. I don't know if they saw him, but they will now. Brax with the Infest. The question is, do they dive that deep for it? They're a little bit afraid. Under the cover of Moonlight Shadow, they're trying to find something. They're going to go in TP Storm top. He does have the Orchid. Could look for the Faceless Void's Aegis.
Good.
They saw him right there, but...
They spent a lot of time with Envy inside Sand King before finally giving up, so that definitely slowed down his farm. He's 14, Void almost 15. So he lost about like a full level there. He was definitely ahead of him prior to sitting in Brax for so long.
Yeah. I do think the build here from Envy, I do really like, right? This Armlet Deso into the Assault Cuirass gives him a lot of survivability. Ooh, the Rune, very close. Both mid lanes going for it. I'm really just expecting Thunder Predator to kind of group up here and take a fight with this, like, Chrono and Aegis, right? Like, this, to me, seems like Thunder Predator is very strong right now.
Well, they got two heroes that are trying to build Black King bar right now, so they probably just don't want to fight until that's completed. There is a lot of magic damage from the enemy team, and until you have it, I don't think you really want to push the high ground. If you can find a pick-off, sure, great, but otherwise, like, you get jumped on by the Sand King, you have to be worried about the Orchid coming out onto the Void Spirit. He definitely wants BKB before he has to deal with the Storm.
Yeah.
He's got no Yule himself.
Yeah, both those boys need to get a BKB eventually. Did he end up... I was like, has he finished his Bloodstone? He's getting close, about 900 gold away, but still, it's... I do worry for Ryoya rushing this Bloodstone.
Yeah. He's just not fighting the enemies very much at all anymore. They've kind of just accepted that the Storm Spirit's going to play very far back. He can't initiate onto the enemies unless it's like from his base, where he can clearly see the enemies use their abilities and put them on cooldown.
Thunder Predator's forcing the ejective. Snake in the backside does break Matthew's blink for the time being. A nice Vortex initiation will hold the Faceless Void down, but time locks out. He's going to be safe. Backside, speaking of not being safe, is going to be the Snake King. Will go ahead and Yules himself for safety, but right into a Split Earth Enchant Totem. MNZ finds that kill with ease, and you're now down a hero going into the high ground.
Yeah, I'd say one of the less important ones, but that was your dominating streak on the Marana. Here comes the next streak wave. Oh,
nice
so
guess there by Leo style.
Yeah.
Dire structures are fortified.
Chen Army did clear up mid lane to push that in, so that's nice. Alright, the Infest, the stun, onto the Faceless Void. The Echo does come out, though, and they get the Storm Spirit, a 1-for-1 trade, but you have that Aegis advantage. Chrono still available. MNZ gonna definitely look to find one of those targets for his boys, but in the meantime, you got Diabolic Edict just burning down these buildings.
Yeah.
Creep Wave does come back to break that backdoor protection. Epicenter channels. There's the blink stun. It comes on out. The arrow to follow. A nice tank, but You get the Faceless Void. Leo Style trying to disengage. Leshrac will go down as well. Brax looking for more. Snake King and Eternal Envy in pursuit. They get the first Yules. Burrow Strike easy. Oh, it misses. Dissimulate up on the high ground. Not going to get that TP, though, as a bash from Eternal Envy, as well as the arrow from Snake King comes out. A 3-for-1 on the high ground. I mean, that's a great hold.
It is an amazing hold. And, you know, Zero just, I guess, recognizing that the best time to initiate onto the enemies is when they're willing to commit onto their melee backs for just a little bit longer. I think it ended up dropping below 50 HP there. Just 1 or 2 more hits, they would have been able to take that one and have a significant advantage in this lane, just constantly pushing in the top for them.
Yeah.
But, you know, it ended up costing everything because Void was too far forward.
Envy has found
have very much
Matthew.
HP.
That's just a free kill. He just presses rage with a haste rune, and you cannot get away from that boy.
Yeah. He's working on a 4 staff now, pulling at it 4.
That was close. Ryoya gets that Bloodstone finish. Would have loved to have it in that last fight. Well, actually, maybe not, because he was the first one to die, but does have it now. These blink initiations from Brax have been so strong in this game. You know, the Epicenter Burrow into that arrow, just so much damage. And there's no real hard save on the side of Thunder Predator, right? That's one of the things that, like, it's kind of the big difference between Zero's draft and Thunder Predator. They at least have Chen with these Guardian Greaves, Hand of God, but all you have is a mech on the Shrek. That's about it.
Yeah. Just a type of insight on the Sand King now. It'll make the next team fight a little bit easier, but as you said, like Leshrac getting blown up, Faceless Void getting blown up. He's all right. He's got his BKB now. He's gonna be just fine if they can't chain stun him down.
For me, the question is can he get the BKB off before he gets Burrow Striked, right? Even though he has BKB, I feel like if he still gets stunned by the Sand King, he still dies, right? Like, they do 100% him before he can get any spell off.
Yeah, like the Vortex comes in after that, the arrow potentially after that.
Yeah, it just seems like there's a lot of problems for the Faceless Void. He will have to tank up. Salt Kuros is next item to try and help with that, maybe.
Yeah. He needs damage as well. He definitely needed this MKB. His team will fall off if he doesn't build into the damage, but it's been him dying in these team fights. He's had to sit in front because you don't really have anyone else who can scout the enemies out and bait them and take into these fights. It's got to be him. He's got a lot of work to do.
Pinging Brax in the mid lane. Sentry comes down as well as the dust. Short length Burrow Strike actually gets him out. All right. Thunder Predator just a little bit too hesitant to go on that guy.
I think you weren't quite in position with Matthew. He had to blink forward to get that Fisher off, and then no one else followed up. They thought, okay, Matthew, blink in and chant totem now. Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah. Like, what do you mean? Yeah, I just did that. Brax gets caught. A nice silence there from the Orchid. They will bring him down eventually. He has been the only one kind of sitting in the mid lane, keeping this. Oh my gosh, look at that Roach respawn. An instant respawn, basically. 7 seconds.
I bet they scattered out with the Stormcrafter, so Zero's gonna know that's up. And I think they're trying to go scout it with the Courier.
This is a big win for Thunder Predator. I mean, they can take this tower and go straight Roche. Brax on the side for about 30 more seconds. They do see it. Question is, do they have the damage to bring it down in time?
Oh, the Harpy Stormcrafter does it.
Does it kill the Courier? Oh my gosh. Backside of the fight, Snake King gets caught. Fissure not going to be on the mark. Will be able to leap away, and I don't think Leo Style has the catch here, so Snake King going to be just fine. He is potentially baiting this bottom, though, as Ryoya is right here.
Yeah. He's got to be careful coming onto Leo Style now, because he does have that Yules.
Yeah.
Up with the BKB light, as they call it.
Yeah, BKB light. Marana is almost at an Aghanim Scepter. He is super farm. Look at that. I mean, there's an 8,000 gold lead for Zero. A lot of this is on the supports.
Radiant's top tower is
I'm not sure that Aghanim Scepter was the item here. All right, she's got it now. Like, that's just another couple hundred magical damage. I feel like that's not really going to matter in the grand scheme of things, especially against the Leshrac who's got the pipe.
Did you smoke up on Zero? Looking for these guys. They're going to head to the top lane. That outpost 30-minute bounties are coming, but Moonlight Shadow's out. They're going to go ahead and find the Void Spirit, just dead immediately. Chrono dodged by Ryoya, but they do catch the Life Stealer. Can they bring him down in time? He does not have Infest. We just saw him use it. No rage available. Tries to get that open wounds heal, but he's falling super fast. The bashes from the Faceless Void is too much. The Epicenter comes out. He gets a double kill, and now the Faceless Void goes down as well. An ultra kill for Brax on the Sand King. Double buyback immediately from Thunder Predator as Roshan is available.
That's just Thunder Predator playing themselves again. You threw out the Chronosphere. It was way too late. Your Leshrac was basically already dead. Burrow Strike. Oh, fight's not over yet.
Found the Earthshaker. Did they even have a ward down here? Oh, they did. Yeah, okay, there's one on the high ground. I was like, where was this ward? How did he see him?
Yeah, the enemies haven't really been playing there, so you wouldn't think there'd be a ward there. But again, you blocked the the Faceless Void off in his own Chronosphere with that Fissure that wasn't really on the mark and stunned out Life Stealer anyways. Storm Spirit got to do what he wanted. They blew up a Void Spirit at the start of the fight too. Just
yeah, and that's a dieback on the Earthshaker too, which is pretty notable, right? The Blink Echo not available for this Roche defense. Life Stealer coming up in about 5 seconds should just TP to the outpost.
yeah.
You recall the Storm Spirit on in, so all 5 will be here. You have Vision up on the high ground. They go right in. A Swarm silence up. No quite, not saved available, but we'll pop that Bloodstone active. Leo Style use that second Astral Step to get away, but Snake King's going to stay on him. Brax dusted up inside his own Sandstorm. The Infest heal, excuse me? Brax back to full health on the backside. Abyssal comes out onto Leo Style. He goes down. We'll buy back as well. Envy incredibly strong right now. Brax incredibly tanky. No Aeon Disc left with the bash. The BKB from MNZ. They finally bring him down. The tanky boy will finally be claimed, and now Eternal Envy on the run. No rage for 7 seconds. Infest still down. They're going to leave him to die. It will be Leshrac that finds it, and now this is suddenly Thunder Predator's Roche. 2 heroes dead. 2 very important heroes for the side of Zero.
Yeah, what are the major... Oh,
Blink Echo?
Slam?
Did he catch Storm Spirit? He did. The Remnant on the mark too. They have the damage split. Earth not even necessary. Frank has no mana, but who cares? The Yules comes out. They're going to hold the Marana in place. She will go ahead and pop that Moonlight Shadow, but there's no way to survive. They end up getting 4 and the Roche.
Buybacks on... They don't have buybacks available. If they just ran down a lane right now, they could take a Rax. They could take 2 with this exposed. I'm not sure that they realize this, though. Frankie doesn't have the mana.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Frank had mana right now, this would be a game changer, because that level 4 Edict is a lot of tower damage.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to get much off of this one. This takes a full 30 seconds to push through. By then, Lifestealer's back up. Storm Boots could be up in another 10. Unfortunate. I wanted to say about that last team fight, though. I think the biggest difference about why that went so well for Thunder Predator versus all the other ones is the hero that they chose to run in front. Again, because there's initiation power from the Sand King, if they get on top of Faceless Void or the Void Spirit, they just win. But when it's Enchantress sitting in front and scouting out the enemies for them, and like Roya going on the Enchantress at the start of that last fight, who cares if she dies?
Yeah.
You wasted your super powerful initiation. You didn't get the heroes with these big abilities that can take down the heroes.
They're going for the wraparound.
I think you just run the punching bag into the enemies. Like, face check everything with the Enchantress. Why not?
They're going for the real long wraparound, because you've already lost the top Rax. Brax Infest right here. They're trying to find Matthew, but a nice fissure comes out right on the mark. Ryoya trying to be saved. The Epicenter, the Burrow Strike, it does connect, but the Chrono is just far too much. It's holding him in place. Sand King and Lifestealer just stuck here all by themselves. The Aeon Disc, there's the Abyssal Blade, but Envy just getting bashed over and over again from this Faceless Void. He can't do it. Not enough damage. He lost both cores. Brax at least makes it out, but what do you have left for this high ground defense? You've got Aegis on the Faceless Void. Did they consume cheese? I think they did. Yeah, it looks like they did consume cheese.
Yeah, Cheese was popped by Void Spirit just before the Abyssal Blade reached Leo Style. I was actually curious how that interaction would go because they're both instant, but I think you have to turn around and be facing the direction of the hero for the Abyssal Blade.
All right, Burrow Strike Arrow, but again, I just don't see the damage coming out, and now Sand King hit by that Split Earth inside that Sentry will get saved by the Guardian Grease, but the bashes, they're just far too much. Leo Style secures him with that Astral Step. They do trade 1-for-1, but again, like Brax just buys back, coming back on into this fight. He's got to be careful. If he dies, this game becomes very difficult. Lincoln's is popped on the Faceless Void. They will get the Aegis. The question is, can they get more?
got BKB in a couple seconds now. I think MNZ might want to commit here. Turn
They
around
have
once
to
he's got the BKB. Yeah, here he goes.
With Leo style split earth on the mark, the Fissure, Brax dive backs into the game. Now they do have Ryoya just respawning, but you need this Sand King. They have to back on the side of Thunder Predator. Be happy with what you've gotten, right? Infest, Storm Spirit, it's online. You know, they're gonna try and find a pick off here.
Dyer's
DD over here in the bottom room. They could grab this and
then bait it.
Yeah.
That'd be a huge rune. 35-minute bounties as well. They will be able to pick those up.
Just like that, the game turns on its head twice, Ricky. I mean,
it looked like it was Zero's game by a landslide for a while, and then suddenly, you know, that big Roche fight pretty much just turns it around. Thunder Predator, they're still 4,000 behind, but they are so much in control of this game.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think that the biggest thing you do is just start face checking everybody with MJZ. If you can't get this a good initiation off onto Storm or Leo style, Faces Void or Leo style, you're just down. That's it.
Yeah, I think the Lincoln Sphere pickup by Faces Void was very big, right? We talked about even if he still manages to get Burrow Strike, he can go down. So he gets the Lincoln Sphere, goes back for a Butterfly, and now this Faces Void, very difficult for them to bring down, does a ton of damage in the Chronosphere.
Radiant's middle tower is
I still think the shopkeeper is ripping you off when he sells you a Lincoln Sphere. That's just me.
Yeah, probably.
My friend, how would you like 14 all stats or 4,600 gold?
Pretty good to me. Sounds like a bargain. Faces Void obviously holding the Chrono. There's the Infest play. They go on in. They find the life. I'm sorry, the Faces Void. What a way to open the fight. Abyssal Blade right on the mark will hold Frank down in place. Envy trying to secure the kill. Open Wounds is there. They get 3. A TP not going to be successful for the Enchantress right into the Yule Scepter, and another kill going the way of Zero. What is with this game? Nev, explain this to me. What is happening?
I'd like to explain to the players right now because I've tried to tell them and I thought they knew. You set your Faces Void in the front, he gets bursted down because he doesn't have enough HP. You just lose the fight. You can't be losing Leo or Void at the start of these team fights. You'd much rather just face check again with this Enchantress or play a little bit further back until you got that Roshan respawning. Now you're going to pay for this with a tier 3 and potentially even a Rax.
Yeah, the timing that they had there, right? Snake, I wasn't sure who popped the Lincoln Sphere on the Faceless Void, but the instant the Storm Spirit got there, they popped the Lincolns into an immediate vortex, and then there's no save at that point. That hero is going to go down. There's just way too much damage from Zero. No buybacks available on the side of Thunder Predator, and you're going to lose a bottom Rax, potentially mid as well, right? You have 20 seconds on Faceless Void, 40 on the Leshrac. Like, yes, you do have Blink Echo available. You have a lot of damage from your Void Spirit, but can you afford to lose any of those heroes right now defending this Rax?
You can't. You'd much rather just let them take this than think, okay, maybe we'll get this next fight. Maybe they won't have buyback on the Sand King. We can just run our
The fake back, they go in the stun right on the mark. They catch Leo style, and he will dissimulate down the Abyssal Blade onto the Earthshaker. Thunder Predator, they're going to chase. The Chrono, they catch Envy. Oh, the... Oh
Snake
my god,
King.
what a save by Snake King. The Ethereal Blade just right there. Brax, the epicenter on the mark. The silence onto Faces Void. The Vortex, they turn it. They bring it down. 80 seconds. No Faces Void. Which team is faking which? And Zero, they get the second lane of Barracks. You have no Faces Void now. I think you just slowly whittle down tier 4s. You don't really want to bother with top. Well, I say that, and top's working on your tier 4, so maybe you do have to deal with this.
That's a careful one. It is difficult committing too hard onto their tier 4s, though, because, again, you have this Earthshaker, you have the Leshrac, a lot of damage come out very fast while you're locked down. Earthshaker wins TIs. That's what you got to know about this hero.
This is true. Backdoor protection. Hardly know her. And now suddenly your tier 3 and your Rax exposed. Faces Void still sidelined. They do have Blink Echo. Well, I mean, they have Echo Blink in a few seconds, but, you know, it might not be in time as Brax and Envy, the rest of the boys, just do way too much damage. They get the melee, the range will fall, and that will be mega creeps for the side of Zero.
I want to say you basically get what you deserve for running your Faces Void this far ahead of everybody else. You probably felt pretty bad about those ones. We've all been in these situations. The enemies take way more than you feel like they should, and you're like, okay, let's get back in this game by chasing them out there. I'll get this chrono onto several heroes. But it just came short of a couple. It only got the Sand King. He ends up getting saved because his teammates built around that.
Yep. It seems like this is a repeat of what we saw earlier, right? Taking that tier, going for the racks in the top lane, right? They go for this play, Faceless Void, first one to die in the fight. It ends up being 4-0. I think it was 4-1 actually. Storm Spirit died, but a massive turn of events that favored 0, and they do the exact same thing on bottom racks. You know, like you said, they didn't learn. They needed to keep that Faceless Void on the backside. My concern, though, is who hits your buildings, though, right? If Faceless Void isn't it, it has to be Frank then, right?
Yeah, I mean, it can be Frank. He walks forward. You use all these buffs on him. Like, you Solar Crest him. You use, he's got his own Lotus Orb, but that's all right. You build Force Staffs. You get stuff to get him out of there, but they didn't do that. Earthshaker's got a Force Staff. Enchantress has Solar Crest. I feel like a Force Staff would have been much better for this game. In fact, she's going in now.
He is building it now,
you know, too late. If you had Force Staffs this game to get like them off your heroes against a lifesteal, it's just like too important.
Yeah, in this game...
Actually, a neat bug I wanted to bring up real quick. Maybe that will fix it.
I love bugs.
You can use your Glimmer Cape on somebody from 850 range still, like you used to be able to. Or was it 750? If you cast it from within that 850 range, it'll use it automatically. If you try to catch it from the outside, you'll approach to 550 before using it. So if you just spam click it onto someone, you can still get the old range that you used to have.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Nice. I love bugs.
Yeah. So you could have built that item.
Well, Mega Creeps just pretty much makes this game incredibly difficult here for the side of Thunder Predator. They can kind of just wait out the Roshan for 1:13. They have complete map control on 0, and this is third Rosh, right? Aegis Cheese, the potential for a Refresher Shard, or the Aghanim Scepter, which at this point, it doesn't really matter which one you get. You have an Ags on your Sand King for that increased Burrow Strike range, which is bonkers. Storm Ags could be... Oh, he does have an Ags. I was like, you could go for Storm Ags, but he already has one as well. And now he's level 25.
Yeah, it's very big. Again, when they want to group up onto these heroes, like if they get this stun out on the Faceless Void, everyone on Thunder Predator is going to be committing as well. At that point, you get that electric
Shadow. The Burrow Strike completely whiffs on the backside of the fight. They're going to try and go into the Rioya. The Vortex, it does catch 3. The question is, do they have the follow-up arrow off the mark? And then Z time locks up north, but there's no one there. Brax, Burrow Strikes back the other way. There's a lot of confusion here from Thunder Predator. They can't find a target.
Brax is too hard to get onto now between the Sandstorm, the Aghanim Scepter, Burrow Strikes that he's now got.
Yeah, Aeon Disc as well, right? Like that. I think they tried to dust him there, but it purged it off.
Yep. Just teleporting around the team fight. Your backs are against the wall right now. The enemy team has Mega Creeps, and you feel sort of hopeless. It's so hard shoving these lanes out now because, again, you don't have a Battle Fury or Maelstrom, Mjolnir hero.
It looks like it is the Aghanim Scepter. I mean, I guess you give it to Envy, right? Or no, they'll give it to Moo. Okay, I was like, you give it to Envy or Moo. I could have seen it on Envy. That rage save could have been pretty bonkers if they get it, but you now have it allows you to cast it on Granite Golem, right? So, yep, there it is. 15% bonus max HP for the whole team.
Yeah, that one is pretty good. But with everyone else already having Aghanim Scepters, there you go. In Envy, I don't think he's going to infest anybody give them that magic immunity. It might be good on Storm, but
yeah, my only thought was like a mid-fight save for Storm or something, because it does reduce the cooldown quite a bit as well, which is pretty substantial. It goes from 50 to 25, so half cooldown.
I really think that Roy is like a footnote on this game, though. He hasn't been that big or important. I think if he goes down to a team fight, it's not such a big deal.
Yeah. You've still got a lot of damage. I mean, Brax and Lifestealer this game are doing absolute work. You have the Chrono save on Snake King, which is just, how do you deal with this at this point? Like, Snake King, if his positioning in the last fight we saw, he was sitting so far back. And all he has to do is just throw that E-Blade out, save whoever gets Chronoed, and there's no nullifier, no real way to purge it, and there's definitely not enough magic damage in that Chronosphere to kill him.
Yep. All right. It's a regen rune on Storm Spirit. He's got Cheese. He's got his Spell Prism. I think he's ready to ball in Envy
Thinking
committed.
of balling in, Envy just going insane here, but the 4-man bolt lightning, he catches him. The burrow strike right on the mark. Where's the follow-up damage? MJZ goes down. The epicenter doing so much work. Leshrac will pop to Ryoya. Now Envy inside the tier 4 is fighting them wall by himself. The open wounds isn't going to come out. They get the Aegis. MNC, I'm sorry, the Face Void still has the Chrono. The question is, can he find anyone? A nice Vortex on the backside. They're going to give space to Envy. There's the Chronosphere, but E-Blade right on the money. Lifestealer, it is enchanted off. He is going to go down. 95 seconds. Ryoya, he's got to do what he can. A 4-man Vortex. Once again, the Burrow Strike does connect. He's doing so much damage. The Braxis, Sandstorm, and the pops from that Caustic Finale find 2. They will double buyback immediately. Ryoya right into a Vortex, but an Echo Slam, but another Burrow Strike. Brax times it perfectly. The triple kill, they all pop to the Caustic Finale, and that is it. All 5 heroes go down. Oh my gosh, the damage from Caustic Finale. I want to see that. How much was that? It doesn't show, no. But oh my lord. The Starstorm Caustic Finales in that last fight was all of the damage from Zero.
Yeah, they blew up so fast.